Greetings, fight fans, and welcome to another edition of FCE Reloaded. I'm Christian Reynoso, and today we're going to take a look back at some of the more incredible finishes that were brought about by the strikers inside the FCE cage. Whether you're a casual or a hardcore fan, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't love a good knockout. So we kick off today as Passmore, former FCE Muay Thai champion, looks to stake his claim at the top of the MMA welterweight division as he takes on a young, hungry up-and-comer in Martin Ruckschios out of Team Top Notch.
Here we go, 3-minute rounds, welterweight action, and when the bell rings, the man in charge, Rob Madrigal.
All right, I'll take a little sip. Cheers.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen,
that's good.
representing top-notch Villa Park, 170 pounds. He comes to us all the way from Olomouc, Czech Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Ruckschios. His opponent out of the red corner represents Maximus Muay Thai, 170 pounds from Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, Slate the Great Passmore. Co-main event, here we go.
Co-main event action upon us here as Slate the Great Passmore looks to take on Martin the Happy Hippie Ruckschios. And I can tell you what, neither of these guys look any bit happy as they step into this cage about as serious as it gets. Meeting in the center, ready to throw.
Martin starting off strong, as we predicted, right?
Yeah,
and Slate the one that's clinching him up here.
Martin has Red Bull running through his veins, I believe.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely a Viking. But, you know, Passmore, of course he has the storied Muay Thai background, but he himself, a jiu-jitsu purple belt. I mean, when you fought him, it was more your wrestling that kind of dominated the situation, Tyler.
Yeah.
But he's no slouch on the ground. I mean, he was able to stand all 5 rounds with you. You're a very accomplished jiu-jitsu artist in your own right. And Slate hung in there with you.
Yeah, he's very defensively responsible in terms of his grappling, right? Like I had a lot of submission attempts, and he technically got out of all of them, right? His guard retention is good, and not to mention, like, you can take one look at the guy and know he's very physically strong, like insanely physically strong. And that was one of the biggest things that I took away from his grappling game is, you know, just his ability to kind of hold on to an underhook and dig under the leg with strength and power surprised me.
Yeah. After your guys' match, I know he's been working a lot on his grappling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Well, the striking, of course, is a box he's already checked long ago.
Oh, he's cut.
Although a cut opened over the eye of Slate Passmore. Not sure if that was a headbutt or if it was during the initial exchange. But blood drawn early by Martin Ruckschios on the forehead of Slate Passmore.
And this is kind of, we talked about this earlier in the Taylor Morrison fight, right? But we see Slate Passmore, good takedown here,
Look
very
at that
strange.
pressure. That's beautiful.
But he, you know, storage striker, right? Credentials as far as the eye can see, but having a hard time dealing with Ruckschios as he comes in with these wild exchanges. Anyone who brawls like that is going to cause problems for kind of a good, polished striker. Good pass there.
Yeah, doing a good job of taking advantage of the guard opening of Ruckschios is Passmore as he immediately gets that half guard, almost side control position, looking to advance the mount. That he does, getting the mount early on here in the first round against Martin Ruckschios is Slate
Big
Passmore.
shots from Slate here.
Now, one thing to think about, I remember when Mirko Krokop transitioned to MMA, and they talked about the strikes he landed on the ground. And when he hit the ground and he'd hit you from down there, he just hit different.
Oh,
a real striker hitting you on the ground is something to worry about. Here we have a very similar instance. Slate Passmore, the Muay Thai striker, now dropping bombs from the mount here at any given opportunity.
And I talked about his physical strength. He's going for an armbar here.
He's got 15 seconds.
And this is the time to go for it, right? When there's 10 seconds left in the round. Ooh, that's tight.
That looks like a miserable spot to be in if you're Martin Ruckschios, as he does have a pretty decent bite on that arm.
That elbow is safe.
Yeah. No, it looked weird from the angle we were
Yeah.
seeing it at, but once the camera kind of changed, it was good.
Yeah, plus he had that fence behind him that kind of prevented him from extending any further.
A good first round for Slate Passmore, but plenty of energy expended there as he dominates Martin Ruckschios, but there's plenty of fight left here tonight.
Yeah, and this kind of creates an interesting situation for Martin, right? Because Martin's saying, hey, I'm going to be the guy who drags him into a kind of a war, if you will, right? Similar to what Taylor Morrison was doing earlier. But now Martin has to worry about, man, he took me down and mounted me pretty easily, pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
So now he's got to say, I can't come forward just in case Slate takes me down. And if I stay at kick range with him, he's going to polish me up because he's got such a storied kickboxing career. So how do I go about this, you know?
Yeah, you also have to wonder if it's one of these sort of instances where Slate is looking to take some of the gas out of the tank of Martin Ruckschios, kind of grinding on him against the fence the way he did, almost in a Randy Couture style, you know, take something out of that tank, looking to pay dividends in the later rounds. But here we are moving on to the second stanza. Slate Passmore, Martin Ruckschios, our co-main event here, FCE 72 Ruthless, amounting to be exactly that.
Yeah. And here's a little bit slower pace, and this is where Slate kind of makes his money, right? Slate's great from this range. And Martin's coming back in. Oh, and there it is, right?
You know, Martin looking kind of wide, but Passmore right down the pipe.
Passmore's got a great lead hook. He uses that a lot. Comes over the top with a straight there.
You know, it does seem like maybe after taking something out of the tank of Ruckschios, Passmore ready to strike here in the second round.
Yeah. And Martin's kind of wearing the...
And a walk-off knockout! Slate Passmore, my goodness, puts Ruckschios to sleep with a big left hook. Slate Passmore staking his claim at the top of the welterweight division, letting him know, thou shall not pass.
Wow.
Slate Passmore turns to the audience, are you not entertained?
That you cannot stand with this guy. You cannot stand with this guy. First round was pretty wild, right? Ruckschios kind of came at him, but if you allow this guy to get settled on his feet in a 24-foot cage, he's gonna put you out. He's going to put you out.
I mean, kudos to Ruckschios meeting him in the center of that cage, but after that grueling first round, Slate came out ready to throw, and throw he did as he lands a huge hook, almost spinning the head of Martin Ruckschios and putting him completely to sleep. What a finish, a one-strike, one-punch, walk-off knockout for Slate Passmore as he gets back on the winning tracks tonight here at FCE 72 Ruthless.
With that electrifying knockout, Slate Passmore made it clear that he was ready to cause a stir in the welterweight division, and his name was one you're going to want to remember. Now we'll be taking a look at a matchup from our most recent show at FCE 76, as CFT standout Romero Stancle took on the always tough Jose Lanzo in our main event. This matchup had all the makings for a banger in the featherweight division, and surely delivered.
Blue corner at 146 pounds, representing Predator Muay Thai from Chicago, Illinois, by way of Pinar del Rio, Cuba. Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Toro Lanzo! His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, in our main event tonight, out of the red corner at 145 pounds, from Chicago, Illinois, representing Chicago Fight Team, ladies and gentlemen, Romero Stancle! Referee, Rob Madrigal with the instructions.
All right, gentlemen, I need you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up and we'll get started.
The main event, here we go!
And the moment is finally upon us, ladies and gentlemen, your main event to cap off just an incredible night of action here at FCE 76 TakeOver inside 7 Nightclub and Lounge in Chicago as Jose Toro Lanzo takes on Romero Stancle out of CFT. What a privilege it's been to call the action. Christian Reynoso here alongside Bernie A. and Tyler Funky Bones Jones. Guys, this matchup has the entire room on fire, guys. Anything could happen as these two lock horns inside of our cage.
Lock horns, they did. Had the exchange right off the bat from both guys. We knew Lanzo would go forward, but man, he just came out firing.
Lanzo, the type of fighter that is all about leaving it all in the cage, more than happy to go out on his shield, but he is going to put you through hell if you think that he is going to be a pushover, as Jose Lazo has picked up 7-second knockouts inside of our cage. He went to war with Matt Martinez, the monster, but it's Romero Stancle using that well-rounded game that he's been able to develop at CFT. Just 1-0, but that record not at all indicative of how talented this young man is.
Yeah, beautiful takedown here with the trip. He locked his hands, made Lazo think that he was going to go double, draped the leg around, a lot like the Dagestani fellas we see in the UFC nowadays. But yeah, finished that takedown, got in dominant position, half guard with Lazo up against the fence. A bad position to be in this early on.
We haven't seen Lazo on the ground in his previous fights, so let's see how much he knows here.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of a Muay Thai gym, Predator Muay Thai, but I mean, we're certain that he's working everything.
Of course, yeah.
Bernie, we saw them at weigh-ins yesterday, both of them looking quite a bit leaner than they do today. Both of these guys putting on a ton of size overnight.
Yeah, Lazo fought at 55 last time, and he said it was a really hard cut for him, but he was back to 160 today.
Well, tonight fighting in at 145, yeah, putting on all that weight back on, from 160 to 145, that's quite the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that just means that he did the weight cut the right way, you know, like cut the water out, but immediately get into a position.
Another crucifix, guys.
And these are a couple unanswered shots here.
Yeah,
we could see the finish of this fight.
My goodness, it's all about intelligently defending yourself, and truth be told, Jose not able to do so as long as he's stuck in this crucifix. Romero Stancle.
Rob is stepping in,
and that is a wrap.
First round stoppage by Romero Stancle.
You know, there is going to be some contesting from Jose. There's some contesting from the audience, but it's about intelligently defending yourself, and that is something Jose could not do. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how hard those shots are. He could sit there and pinch his nose if he feels like it. It's a matter of being in full dominant control. Romero Stancle looking sensational tonight against a very tough Jose Lazo.
If you're in that crucifix position, there's not much more you can do. You know, the ref is trying to protect him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, he realistically, there's nothing you could do there. You know, you got to be bucking, you got to be running up the fence, you got to do what you can, and he spent too much time there. Rob gave him plenty of time to get out, but he wasn't defending himself.
We've talked about the accolades of Rob Magical. There's a guy that's called fights in the UFC, Bellator, all over the world. We can't question his judgment as we kick it over to the voice of FCE Showtime, Joe Rossi.
Of the main event of TakeOver 2023, referee stops it due to strikes, round number 1 at 220. Ladies and gentlemen, Romero Stancle!
An impressive finish by Romero Stancle in this our main event as he put the entire featherweight division on notice, letting him know there was a new player in the game as he advanced to 2-0 inside the FCE cage. Now we're going to look back to FCE 73 victory where the heavyweight title was on the line as Santiago Orta Jr. stepped into our cage to take on fan favorite Alexis Rodriguez in a heavyweight matchup that had everyone on the edges of their seats. Sit back as two of the Midwest heaviest hitters put it all on the line for FCE Gold.
And about to come down the aisle, ladies and gentlemen, Santiago Orta Jr.
Everywhere we go through, all the gangsters around know my whole crew. Nigga, what? Nigga, what?
His opponent out of the red corner at 265 from Journey Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Chunk Santiago Orta Jr. And now referee Rob Hines with the fighter's instructions for the championship bout.
All right, gentlemen, this is 5 rounds for the Fight Card Entertainment Amateur Heavyweight Championship. We've been over all the rules. Do either of you have any questions? Touch gloves if you like, back it up, we'll get it going.
FCE Heavyweight Championship, here we go!
Well, guys, it doesn't get much better than this. The FCE heavyweight title up for grabs. CFT knockout artist, undefeated Alexis Rodriguez stepping in to take on the number 3 ranked Indiana heavyweight Santiago Orta Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, do not blink. This is about to get heavy, Tyler.
It's about to get heavy. That's right. I can barely breathe right now. Oh, push kick.
An early push kick.
Oh,
man.
here we go.
Oh, man. Once these guys start trading, someone's falling.
I don't anticipate a
Oh.
feeling out process tonight as
No.
these two are swinging, and they're swinging fast.
Oh, Alexis. Oh, he tagged him.
So the last time we were here, Alexis picked up a 35-second knockout. Santiago Orta coming off of a 13-second knockout. These two are not looking to involve the judges tonight, and that is for certain.
And Orta looks to be cut already. And from this mismatched stance, there's a lot of bombs coming from those rear hands on both sides. A lot of space to get hit. These guys got to mind their P's and Q's.
Looking extremely sharp, extremely focused is Alexis Rodriguez. Since we saw him last, he's picked up 3 big wins, belts in other organizations, but make no mistake, coming for the belt that counts, the FCE
Ooh.
strap. Santiago Orta, a very tall task standing in his way.
Oh!
A big left hand! Santiago Orta rocks Alexis, and that is it! That is it! Your new FCE heavyweight champion, Santiago Orta Jr. Play spoiler to the Alexis Rodriguez hype train, and you have a new heavyweight champ. His name is Santiago Orta Jr.
Wow!
Whoever gets hit on that chin first, guys.
Man, and you know what? His jab was real long, real straight down the pipe, and I think that set up everything. Plays spoiler here tonight.
It was
hometown guy playing spoiler.
Well, when you roll as deep as CFT does, it creates that sort of situation, but not at all. Did not find it daunting in the least. Did Santiago getting the job done? The focus, because it was Alexis that looked very put together early on.
Yeah.
But it was just Santiago just figuring out, picking his shot, and when it landed in a big way. My goodness, jumping all over Alexis and getting the job done. Your new FCE heavyweight champion, once held by the likes of Curtis Blades, Maurice Green, now writing his own chapter in FCE history, Santiago Orta Jr., your new heavyweight champion.
And you know what? I think one of the biggest keys for him in landing that shot was his attack was diversified, right? It wasn't just punches. It was a hard body kick. It was a long jab. It was a jab to the body. And then that rear hand just came right down the pipe.
Yeah.
You know, you got to mix it up in there, especially at heavyweight, right?
You got to be focused on those openings.
It only takes one, Bernie.
It really only just takes one. And Alexis finished his guys with one. You
Yeah.
know?
And how about Orta took some big shots?
Yeah.
I mean, he got hit hard a couple times in those flurries, and he's wearing it a little bit with the cut over the eyebrow. But great fight. Great job by both men.
Wow. Absolutely. Taking
Wow
that
was right.
FCE gold back to Journey Jiu-Jitsu is Santiago Big Chunk Orta Jr. Wow. I mean, there's really nothing like a heavyweight title bout, guys.
No, that was electric. That was the most fun I've ever had in 2 minutes.
There we see Bilal Muhammad, UFC star, in the corner of Alexis Rodriguez. Of course, not getting the result they wanted, but we will see Alexis back. That is for certain.
Yeah.
As we kick it over to Showtime Joe for the crowning
Listen,
of the new heavyweight
That's a heavyweight
champ.
belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, 118 in round number 1. Via knockout, ladies and gentlemen, and the new Fight Card Entertainment MMA Heavyweight Champion, Big Chunk Santiago Orta Jr. Open the door for.
And with that, Santiago Orta Jr. became your new FCE heavyweight champion, following in the footsteps of former FCE champs like Curtis Blades, Maurice the Pirate Green. Only time will tell what's next for the big chunk Orta Jr. Fight fans, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of FCE Reloaded. We'll be back bringing you more action and more finishes from inside the FCE cage, and make sure you mark those calendars, as April 15th we head to Quad Cities to take over Bally's Casino with an unbelievable night of actions. We're headed to new areas, new venues, but make no mistake, the leader in Midwest mixed martial arts remains the same as Fight Card Entertainment rolls on, all gas and no brakes. And with that, I'm Christian Reynoso. We'll see you cage side.